All right, what is going on, everybody? We got some hoops to talk about. Yesterday, Thursday, 23rd, we had Heat versus the Bucks, and we had a classic Boston versus the Lakers. Um, we're gonna go over these games really quickly. I already gave my previews for the next couple days worth of games. Um, if you want to hear my opinions on those games, check out my last video. If you like what I have to say in this video, like the video. If you have your own opinions, comment them down below. And if you just like the vibes, consider subscribing. This Heat Bucks one. Um, I have to preface this with if you did not watch this game live, this game in particular started an hour late because the Bucks had trouble getting back to Milwaukee to play this game. Um, there was snow in New Orleans, and they could not get back to Milwaukee. I think they said for like a day and a half. And they literally showed up an hour before the game was supposed to, an hour before the new start time was announced. So if the game started at 8:30, they got there at 7:30, and the game was supposed to start at 7:30. Um, and they came out the gate slow, um, but they really picked it up, and I had the Heat winning this game. I thought I thought I was about to be right, and they were gonna whoop some butt because Milwaukee was a little sluggish off the tip. But they got back into form very quickly. Some stats for the Bucks: 25 points for Giannis, 29 for Damian Lillard, 11 for Brook Lopez, 3 for Andre Jackson, and 3 for Torian Prince. Bobby Portis off the bench, 16, and Gary Trent Jr. finally came alive. He had 21, 7 for 10 from 3. Some brilliant shot selection by him. Really good stuff. Even Ryan Rollins got some run. He had 7 points. Um, and yeah, Dame Dame had a crazy shot. He had two crazy shots. He had one at the end of the first half. He had two at the end of the first half. Pardon me. Hit one, and then there was some confusion of an out of bounds like tip or whatever, and the Bucks got the ball back, and they had 1.1 on the clock, and they just threw it to Dame in the corner. He had a crazy three. It went in, and I was just like, okay, they got this one, and he ended up with 29. I mean, I'm not the best efficiency, 5 for 14 from three, 9 for 21. Bit of a rocky game by the percentages, but he really padded that lead for them, and um the what is it called, the network TNT, they said we got to start this other late you got to start this Lakers Celtics game. Let's switch over to that because it's so much of a blowout in the fourth quarter. They just switched it to the other game, which I respect because nobody wants to watch another team get blown out. Let's watch the other game. But um, yeah, I do want to talk about the Heat. Like I said in my last video, Jimmy Butler was not there for this game. He will not be there for their next away game either. He is suspended by the team for contract con what's it called? Con what the hell is it called? Conduct detrimental to the team. He was just late for the flight to Milwaukee, and he doesn't want to travel with the team. This is the vibe I'm getting. He just wants to play the home games until he's traded. Um, and yeah, um, this Heat team played pretty well without them. Um, they played pretty well. I mean, they started an interesting lineup. They started Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Peely Larson. I think that's how you say it. First NBA career start. Congrats to him. Bam Adebayo and Khalil Ware. A very interesting lineup to throw out there. Um, Kevin Love did not play. Alec Burke did not play. And it was really besides besides Terry Rozier and besides Bam Adebayo, this was a very young lineup to start. And after tonight, I'll read some numbers for you before I say this. Khalil Ware, 22, 10 rebounds. Bam Adebayo, 11 points, 14 rebounds. Duncan Robinson, 12. Tyler Hero, 21, 9 assists. And Pele Larson, who really didn't play that much, had a lot of foul trouble early in the first half and then didn't really play in the second. Started the second, but didn't really play because they were getting blown out. 4 points. And you had Nikola Jovic off the bench with 8. And Jaime Jaquez off the bench with 8. If Jimmy Butler is to be traded this year, um, I think the Heat should just go full in on a sort of retooling, rebuilding, and they should trade Bam Adebayo too. I said it. I know Bam's been there for a while. He's been a pro. Let's see, how many years now? Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Almost 10. He's almost been a member of the Heat for 10 years, and he's had some really good years. Um, and I'm not trying to say sell low on Bam, but he's sort of regressed back into what he was in 2019, 2020. And granted, I think that was the year they made the finals, or the year right before they made the finals. But like after that year, 1920, he jumped all the way up to 18 points, and he jumped again to 19, then jumped up to 20, and then back down a little to 19, and this year he's just dropped off again at 15. Um, and I'm not saying Bam's a bad player, and I think I've and his turnovers have gone up as well over the past couple of years. Even starting as a rookie, they've just gone up, 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 and stayed somewhere between 2.5 and 2. Um, I think I've said this a lot about Bam. I want a little more from him. He's 27. He still has a lot left in the tank. I don't think he deserves to be on a rebuilding team. This is just my thought process of it. I don't think he deserves to be on a rebuilding team like that. I think you should get rid of him too. See what you can get from him. And buying on Khalil Ware, man. Khalil Ware is the truth. He has the energy. He has the hustle. He has some great IQ for a rookie. Just I'm becoming a big Khalil Ware fan, and I was unaware of him during the draft process last year. I was unaware of him for the majority of this season. The only thing I knew about him was people were saying he wasn't getting enough PT. He's a good player, and man, were they right. Um, I like Khalil Ware. I think Bam at the age of 27, he's peaked. He's not going to get any better. I think the height of him scoring 20 is the best he's probably ever going to get, and he's probably technically he's still in his prime, but I just don't see it. I just don't see where you can go with this. I think you sell high on him because I think he's still a valuable piece and could still be a championship center slash forward, a power forward on a team. But like he's never been able to get the 3-point shot to go, even though he takes them. Um, his free throw is dipped all the way back down. He was shooting 80. He was shooting between 80 and 75% at the free throw line for a bunch of years, and now it's dropped down to 71. Um, his rebounding's dropped a little bit. I mean, he's 6'9" playing the center spot at most times. You know, last night was the only time I think he started at the 4 for them. I mean, his assists have gone up. They're back up to where they were in 20 year of 2021. Um, his defense, his steals are good, but his blocks, he's barely been able to get a block a game. Um, and yeah, I mean, he hasn't played 82 games since his second year in the league. So there's that. That was just my quick thought on all of that. Um, I did like this. I did like this roster, this starting lineup. The Heat rolled out. I think Coach Eric Spoelstra for the Heat made a good call and said, "Hey, just put some young guys out there." Duncan Robinson isn't necessarily young. Tyler Hero is 25. He's still young. He's having the best year of his career so far. But I think it was smart to do this. I genuinely think it's something to think about if Jimmy Butler gets traded this season from the Heat to somewhere else, and maybe you explore Bam Adebayo trade this offseason as well. That's all I want to say. Moving on to the other game that was a bit of a blowout. And I called this one. I'm very happy that I called this one. um, Celtics versus the Lakers. I didn't even read you the score of the Bucks Heat. I apologize. That was very bad on my part. The Bucks won the game 125 to the Miami Heat's 96. Sorry, I forgot to read that. Back to Celtics Lakers. Bit of a blowout. I called this one. I knew the Celtics were going to be tired. I, I had a feeling they were going to have lay an egg like this. I'm going to do the reverse for once. And I'm going to read the team stats because I think the team stats are important. Um, the Celtics only shot 34% on threes, and the Lakers shot 42. The Lakers shot 90% on free throws. They shot about the same. The Celtics shot 66. The Lakers had more rebounds overall. They had a bunch more defensive rebounds. The Celtics only had one more offensive rebound. Steals and blocks very similar. Celtics had them beat in both categories by like 1 to 3. Um, the Lakers had more turnovers, and they conceded more points off turnovers, but they made it up in the fast break category, the fast break points category. They fouled less, and the largest lead for them was 28 for the Lakers. Um, and the story around the Lakers has been they've said, I think Coach JJ Redick said this, and I think LeBron said this as well. They have to play near perfect basketball. And this is probably the best I've seen them play collectively as a group. Um, they played a healthy Celtics team. I think the Celtics just came out really, really flat. They came out super flat. I saw a lot of shots going around for everybody except Jason Tatum, who only had 16, but his shots were going in. At a certain point, he was the only one that the shots were going in. You know, from a certain distance, from mid range, from three. Excuse me, he made a couple that looked really good, but at that point, they just could. It was an insurmountable lead. Everybody else 3 point was kind of. It was too much, it was too little. It would graze the rim, it would rim out. It was just the shots just came out flat. I mean, in their starting lineup together, they made was this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The starting lineup made 9 threes. That doesn't happen for them all the time, and their bench wasn't any better. Um, they made 2, 3. They made 5 as a team. 14. No, that's the wrong one. 35 for 19. Damn. 30. What? Am I reading that right? Wow. Okay. 35 for 91 from three as a team. That's a crazy stat. Um, yeah, everybody's shot was flat, and they didn't get much help off the bench. And I think they said that this is their fifth game in 7 days. I think that's what they said on the broadcast. Yeah, I kind of figured they would lay an egg on this one, like I said. Um, but that's what's gonna happen. Um, the Lakers got one. They improve to 16-6 at home, and overall 24-18. Looking pretty decent. Looking pretty decent coming up here to All-Star break. To talk about the Lakers stats very quickly. Anthony Davis 24 battling Kristaps Porzingis. on the Celtics. That's a great matchup. I always love to see that matchup. Rui Hachimura, 10. LeBron James, 20 points, 14 rebounds. Austin Reeves, big game for him, 23 points, 4 of 8 from 3. Max Christie, 6 points. Um, Lakers didn't get much out of the bench, but they did get a Gabe Vincent 12-point game, 4 for 7 from 3, and they got a Dalton Connect game, 13 points, 3 of 4 from 3, 5 of 6 from field goal overall. Um, really good stuff for the Lakers. And right before we get out of here, I just want to talk about something that I saw when I was scrolling Instagram this morning. It was an interesting thought or a reel, one of those shorts on Instagram. It said something that like the Lakers and Celtics rivalry is dead, like it's not really a thing. And this is something I kind of want to touch on in a different video a little in the future. Um, but I don't think, and I just want to piggyback on this thought because I thought it was an interesting concept that this rivalry was dead. I I don't think it's dead. I think the main thing is people, and this is true in a lot of sports. Um, Young people, just people in general, are fans of players. They aren't fans of teams anymore. And I'm not saying anything revolutionary here. I'm not trying to take credit for that, but I just don't I just don't think people care about. I think Boston fans are amazing in a crazy sort of way. I think Los Angeles Lakers fans are always what's it called? Oh man, what's it called? Delusional. And they love their team and they want the best players on their team because they think they are the best and they think they're always in contention and they want to blame everybody else except the ownership, which I won't talk about right now, but you know what I mean if you know what I mean. Um, because like at the end of the day, and this is not a revolutionary take either. It's not, oh, the Lakers, it's LeBron and the Lakers. You know what I mean? And on the Celtics side, I think it's a bit more team oriented. I think they love this iteration of the Celtics, this team of the two Jays, Jalen and Jason, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford has been there for a while, left and came back. Peyton Pritchard, Derek White. I'm missing somebody. Drew Holiday. I think they like this iteration of the team. But like, there are a lot of Jason Tatum fans now, and they ride or die for him, and I'll give them credit. But I think not that in the sense the rivalry is dead. I just think it's just about the players now, and I guess that's cool because that's a lot of player empowerment, and it sells jerseys and stuff. But like at the same time, LeBron and Jason Tatum played at the Olympics last year together. They don't hate each other, and I think a lot of that sentiment and a lot of that, not anger, but just fire that used to fuel these rivalries isn't there anymore. And yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I just wanted to give my opinion on that because I thought it was an interesting statement that person had made. Um, but yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. No videos this weekend. Gonna take the weekend off, but we'll get back on Monday and hit the ground running with a bunch of different content. I have a lot of ideas written down. Um, Obviously, we'll do game previews and everything like that, but I'll get some other stuff too, so it's just not NBA stuff. And like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you all next time. Cheers.